Welcome to Larry Under Pressure. In this video, Larry will be demonstrating how to fix a delicious Irish stew. It's cooked in the slow cooker and exceptionally tender and flavorful. Let's get started.
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Today I'm fixing something I've never fixed before, so this will be by trial and error, but it looks pretty straightforward and I love Irish stew. So I'm fixing Irish stew complete with Guinness extra stout beer in it that ought to add a great kick to it. So let's get started and see. Also, I'm fixing it in a new item that I haven't used on the channel before. I'm using my Instant Pot Dutch oven. That's a really nice appliance. I've used it several times for other things that I've cooked, for some spaghetti and a pot roast and a couple other things, but I haven't put them on the channel. So I have it turned on and it's on sear-sauté and it's heating up, and I'm going to go ahead and spray the pot with some avocado oil so we can braise the beef that we're putting in. Of course, you may or may not know, Irish stew traditionally is made with lamb. But in the United States, I think more people use beef than lamb. So what I did is I have a chuck roast that I bought, a pretty lean chuck roast, and I've cut it into pretty good sized chunks, and we're going to use that. Since it's got to cook slow for 6 to 8 hours, I think that'll work out just fine. So let's go ahead and put some of these, about half of these, in this bag. In the bag I have all-purpose flour, salt, pepper, and some smoked paprika, so we can coat these pieces of meat and get them into sauté, and then we'll go from there. So let's get this sealed so I don't sling flour everywhere. Get them mixed up. And get them in the pot. When these start frying, I'll come back and we'll take another look at it. These are browning nicely, as you can see. Everything seems to cook really well in this pot. These Dutch ovens are amazing. It's cast iron with a ceramic coating on it. And I'll leave a link to purchase one of these in the information below. The really good thing about the Instant Pot Dutch oven is the Dutch oven itself can be used in the oven or on the stove, whether induction or regular cooking or gas. And the whole pot itself, with the heating element and everything, isn't really but a few dollars more than if you just bought just a Dutch oven. So it's multi-purpose. You can use it a couple different ways. It's really a good innovative thing, as things usually are from Instant Pot. Okay, these are about done. They're just about brown, which will give them a great flavor as they cook. I don't suppose you'd have to brown them, but I do because it always seems to add another element of flavor to them. So I'm going to get them out of the pot, and then we'll put the rest of the beef tips in there and cook them. Be right back. I got the first batch out and added a little bit more avocado oil, and we're going to put the second half and the rest of the beef tips in there, and we'll brown them. Then we'll be ready to move on. Again, I've just floured these in a plastic bag, a plastic freezer bag. We'll go ahead and get these browning and then I'll be back. The second half of the beef is done. I'm going to turn the pot off. I'm canceling. I'm going to get the roast beef out. and put it with the first batch. And we'll let it rest for a few minutes while we're deglazing the pot and getting some of the liquid in the pot. The beef sure does smell good. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add a bottle of Guinness Beer, right from Ireland. Good dark ale. And we're going to deglaze the pot with that and get all those delicious pieces that have stuck to the bottom. Being that this is not Teflon coated or any other kind of official coating other than the ceramic on top of the steel, it's not a non-stick coating, and that's good because you don't get chemicals or anything else from it. It really makes for a really good cook too. It browns beautifully, browns better than something with a Teflon or a non-stick coating. Okay, we've got the beer in there. We've got the pot deglazed and all the little pieces, the fond from the bottom up into the liquid. So the next thing we're going to do is start putting our ingredients in. And we're going to start with potatoes. You can use any kind of potatoes you like. I'm actually using some small potatoes, and I'm going to put them in there, and we're going to cook them whole, except for there were 2 or 3 of them that were kind of big, and I cut them in half. The next thing we're going to add are carrots. I've got 3 large carrots cut in big chunks, and I have not peeled them. I kind of like the earthy taste of carrot peeling in my food, so I didn't peel them. We're just going to put them in there like that. And the next thing we're going to put in is 4 cups of chicken broth. Just pour it right on in there on top of the beer and everything else. Give that a stir. It's looking good already. Next thing we're going to add is 2 tablespoons of dried onion flakes. We're going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. We're going to add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and a teaspoon of smoked paprika, all for flavors. We're going to add a tablespoon of tomato paste. We're almost done. And 3 bay leaves. That's actually 4, but I like a lot of them. Let's stir that up. Give it a good stir. It's looking like stew. The last thing we're going to do, of course, is put the meat back in. Just if I can do it without sloshing it all over. The meat's back in. We'll give that a good stir. We've got a pot full. Now, periodically, I'll come back and kind of stir this around a little bit. But we're basically through with it. Let me rinse my hands and we'll go ahead and get the pot turned on. We've got everything in the pot and we're ready to cook. So let's put the lid on. Good Lord, that thing's heavy. Cast iron, you'd expect it would be. Okay, we're going to turn the pot on. We're going to go to slow cook. And we're going to go for 6 hours. Let's set it for 6 hours. Start. And we're ready to go. We'll check back on it in a couple or 3 hours and give it a stir, and I'll let you join me when I do that. Let's check this out. It's been cooking for about 2.5 hours now. And we'll see how it's looking. Looking mighty fine. Yeah, it's getting nice and thick with the flour that was used to flour the meat to begin with. Okay, the stew has been cooking now for about 5 hours, and it's done, and it looks incredible. Let's take a look and serve up a bowl. Smells good, looks good, it is good. Look at that. There it is, served up in a bowl. Let's take a little taste of it. There's a piece of the meat. Fall apart. Oh, it's so good. It just falls apart. It's very, very tender. That chuck roast has tenderized to the point that it's almost like eating a fillet. I've got some corn on the cob in the pressure cooker that we're cooking. I'll put that with it in a minute. We'll get a thumbnail and we'll call it done. There's the finished product. A delicious, beautiful bowl of Irish stew. It really tastes delicious. It's one of my favorite stews or meat dishes I've fixed in quite a while. I'll be fixing it again for sure. Next time I'm going to try it with lamb and do it the traditional way. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you'll try this and enjoy it as much as it looks like I'm going to. And we appreciate, as always, you joining us for the video, and we'll look forward to hosting you on the next one.
Andrew here, and I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on our Irish stew video today. We truly enjoy producing these videos and getting feedback from so many of you. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, you may do it in the information area below. Subscribing, sharing, and hitting the notification bell icon help us get our videos out to a lot more viewers, and it's much appreciated. Below, you will also find the full recipe for this dish and an Amazon purchase link for the Instant Pot Cast Iron Dutch Oven. It's a remarkable appliance and one we recommend. Take care, and we'll see you for our next video.